A disgrace. That's how the local MP David Lammy has described last night's violence, which saw a gang of around 300 people battle police in Tottenham. Residents have said they feared for their lives as shops were looted and torched, cars and buses burned, and stones and petrol bombs thrown at officers. Mr Lammy condemned the attacks.
We don't know if there are fatalities within some of the houses and homes and flats above some of the shops that are now burnt out. We have officers in hospital, some of whom are seriously injured. This is a disgrace, as so many of my constituents have said to me as I've walked up and talked to them.
Scotland Yard says 26 police officers were injured and 42 people have been arrested for offences including violent disorder, burglary and theft.
Once we saw that situation develop, we deployed people appropriately and eventually took control this morning in the early hours. Today is about restoring calm and bringing peace back to Tottenham and working at the next stages of this investigation to make sure that we can bring those who were responsible for it to justice.
Home Office Minister Lynn Featherstone also condemned the violence.
We've witnessed some appalling scenes overnight in Tottenham, and I want to condemn utterly the attacks on the police and on property.
Governors of the European Central Bank are to hold an emergency meeting on the debt crisis in Europe and the United States. Yesterday, David Cameron interrupted his holiday to discuss the situation with French President Nicolas Sarkozy, and the Chancellor George Osborne spoke to the head of the International Monetary Fund. It comes after the worst week of trading on the market since the crash of 2008. Human rights activists claim 57 people have died in Syria in a government crackdown on pro-democracy protesters. They say 38 people were killed in the Deir al-Zur after tanks and bulldozers entered the city. Another 13 people were killed in a Hula plain in the north of the country. The latest violence comes after the UN Secretary-General Ban Ki-moon told Syria's president to stop using military force against civilians. The Royal Marine from 4-2 Commando who died in southern Afghanistan yesterday has been named as Marine James Robert Wright. The 22-year-old from Weymouth was wounded when a grenade was thrown into his patrol's checkpoint in the Nadir Ali district of Helmand province. He later died of his injuries. His parents said James touched the lives of everyone who knew him.